The Minoans were the first to make civilization in 2000 BC to 1628 BC, until a huge wave came and destroyed the whole city, killing all the people. And the Mycenaeans came along and started their civilization right on the Minoan land till 1200 BC. But then an earthquake came and destroyed the whole city.
Small city-states rose up. They all had the same language and religious beliefs. They did not have a god, but made up myths of how things were made. They had oracles in which the gods talked through. They all had different governments and systems of money and measurement. The Greeks played Olympic games to honor their gods, including racing, boxing, javelin, and discus.
The rich noblemen, called aristocrats, rose to power and took over the government in Greece. We know this government to be called an aristocracy.
Tyrants ended a rule of the aristocrats until the tyrants were thrown out by the people. After they were thrown out by the people, some cities developed democracies. Athens' government elected 9 archons to rule. Rules weren't written down, so Draco started to, but he made the rules very strict and plunged the city into poverty.
When Solon became the ruler, he erased all debt and freed anyone who sold themselves into slavery because of debt. Afterward, he divided the people into 4 groups of wealth to assign government roles. Pisistratus continued to improve the economy, but he did so as a tyrant, and after he died, the aristocrats seized power once again. Once Cleisthenes became ruler, he turned Athens into a direct democracy, where people vote directly on government issues.
U.S. today has a representative democracy. Sweet. How do we know all the Greek history? A man named Herodotus wrote it down. Oh yeah, he wrote the histories, right?
Cyrus the Great, a Persian ruler, conquered many Greek colonies in Asia Minor. The Greeks revolted against the rule of Cyrus and started the Ionian Revolution, which was the first major conflict between Greece and Persia, which was the beginning of the Persian Wars.
The Persian Wars was a conflict between Persia and Greece that lasted until 470 BC.
King Darius and his son, the X, were the Persian rulers, and King Pericles was the Greece ruler.
The Battle of Marathon was between the Persians and the Athenians, where the Athenians were outnumbered and got defeated by the Persians. Then a bunch of the Greek city people came together to try to defeat the Persians. The Persians still outnumbered the Greeks and won the Battle of Thermopylae. The Peloponnese War started in 431 BC and lasted 27 years. It was between Athens and Sparta. A plague broke out during the war, and it killed many soldiers and also Pericles. Pericles was an Athenian general who was very popular and favorable until he increased hostility and was banished. Leonidas was the king of Sparta for 10 years and sadly died during the war against Persia.
Philip II of Macedon, father to Alexander the Great, and king of many cities north of Greece, leaving it for Alexander to get more. Demosthenes was a public speaker who opposed Philip and Alexander's expansion and tried to rally the people against them. When Alexander sent to kill him, he killed himself to avoid capture. Alexander the Great, king of many cities after his father, and created one of the world's largest empires.
As Alexander the Great conquered new land, he spread the Hellenistic culture and religion throughout the areas. This was a mix of beliefs and ideas from the Mediterranean, Asia, and Greece.